Good afternoon and welcome to the boardroom of the Bryan Independent School District. My name is Brandon Webb. I'm the Executive Director of Communications and Public Affairs for the district. Also joining me in hosting today's event, Mr. David Reynolds, the Director of our Career and Technical Education Program for Bryan ISD. As you may know, press events of this type are very rare for a school district, preserving these moments for very, very special announcements with implications for our district and our great city of Bryan. Today's announcement promises the potential to go beyond the students of Bryan ISD and the citizens of Bryan, and indeed impact our region in the great state of Texas. Following the introduction here, you will see a brief presentation and hear from our superintendent, Dr. Christy Whitbeck, followed by our other special guests assembled with us here today. We have copies of today's agenda available to each of you containing facts about today's announcement and the names and titles of the speakers assembled here. Each speaker will offer brief remarks and then we will offer time at the end for questions and answers. Please hold your questions until the end and allow our speakers time to convey their thoughts. Again, thank you for coming. And at this time, I'll turn the podium over to our superintendent, Dr. Christy Whitbeck.
Well, good afternoon. Today is an exciting day in Bryan, Texas. And the biggest word I can think of is collaboration and partnership, because today exemplifies that for all of us. Our Bryan ISD Board of Trustees today voted to spend approximately $5 million to purchase property located on Mumford Road. Some may know this as the BMI Defense property. We are excited. That has been owned by the Brazos County Economic Development Foundation. They voted this afternoon, just a few moments ago, to sell that property to us. And so there the partnership begins and flourishes from this day forward. I want to share with you a few facts so you can know. So if my speakers, just let that screen show there. I know, there we go. So here's some details and information that you can see. Approximately 119 acres, 35,000 square foot. There's a manufacturing lab and classroom facility. And then about 14,500 square feet, office research meeting space. And you can see this was the former military defense and our purchase price. We believe and we plan to use this for career and technology education. It'll be our team's task now to go forward and plan out how we will use this for hopefully our juniors and seniors and upper level career technology courses. Okay, a few more facts and figures. Here's some pictures. Kind of let you see a little bit of the area. And as you can see, this is a facility that's in excellent condition. We know that we'll take very minimal efforts for us to be able to make this classroom ready. There you can see another picture there. Okay, now I just want to walk back for everyone's benefit a little bit about how did we get to today, because I think that's very, very important for everyone to understand. It didn't take long for an excellent career and technology director like we have in Mr. Reynolds to realize that we were having to turn students away in certain career paths in CTE. We don't want to do that. So we pulled together under his leadership an Exploratory Committee. That committee consisted of several of the people that you see behind me and that'll speak to you in a moment, but members from our blend community, members from our workforce, business leaders, A&M. We had all the different parties together to look at our data and what did that data tell us about what children needed to do in the future in Bryan ISD and how could we best meet their needs. We were fortunate throughout that process that this property became available and we moved forward. I want to take a moment and think about how can Bryan ISD spend $5 million just like that because of some very strong financial planning, and I want to thank our Board of Trustees for that over a long period of time, and Amy Draws, our Assistant Superintendent of Business Services, that we have that kind of money in our savings, we call it fund balance, where we are able to do that. No bond election, no taxpayer increase. That's an excellent and wonderful place to be. So those are enough for my words. Just know that our Exploratory Committee will now continue and we will be working on our next steps to be ready for kids and the exciting opportunity that lies ahead. So I'd like to turn it over to Mr. Mark McCall, who is President of our Board of Trustees.
Thank you, and I just wanted to reiterate that the administration and the staff did an excellent job in bringing this opportunity before us. I would also like to go back and say not only was it strong financial planning, but also thank the voters, because without the TRS election that we had this last year, this fund balance could have potentially had to have been used to make budget this year. And that was very important for us to have the opportunity to take advantage of these this particular opportunity. It was mainly given to us by the voters. And so we just want to appreciate that. This past month, I attended an event a training event down in Galveston, where literally every single table that I sat at talked about CTE. And this was a school board training from school boards all over the state. They were wanting to do exactly what we're doing. If they're a larger school district, or if they were a smaller school district, wanting to find other school districts that have this type of facility that we're proposing to allow their students to come into. And so this was a great opportunity, very timely. We're not only excited about the buildings and the programs that are being housed out there, but the additional land that's out there really allows and will open up the opportunity for Bryan ISD to grow even more programs out there, both CTE related and non-CTE related. I've had an annual meeting with the Home Builders Association talking about needing to build construction sciences. We haven't had a place to build a house before, even a model house that they can go out and practice actual construction in the actual environment. This gives our students that opportunity to help our, not only our existing CTE programs, but the future ones as well. So again, it's a great opportunity. Speaking on behalf of the board, we're very excited about this opportunity and look forward to the many great programs that are out there. And with that, I'll turn it over to Mayor Nelson.
Thank you. Congratulations. Well, thank you. This is a great day for Bryan College Station, the county, the entire community, and certainly for our school district. I am so delighted to be here. Thank you for the leadership to have the vision to do this, Dr. Whitbeck and the entire school district council and the leadership, all the staff that is doing this. This is a very exciting day. I mean, for me personally, as mayor, one of the 5 things I said people could count on me for was to try to do everything we can to help workforce development. This CTE and workforce facility, an educational facility, is a huge, huge step for this community for economic development. To be real candid, when the Bryan Brazos County Economic Development Foundation purchased this land, we did so with the idea of expanding the industrial park and having a facility where we could bring in a business that requires these type of skills to grow our tax base and to grow economic development. It wasn't our first thought to say, we didn't have the vision to say, well, this is something that BISD might be able to do. But when they came to us, we looked at this and we said, this is the kind of thing where we could get 100 businesses instead of selling one to this location with this type of growth in our workforce and CTE and other educational capabilities. This will give our community the ability to really expand and aggressively grow the kind of businesses that we wanted to put one in that location. So it's very strategic, it's long-term. I really appreciate the vision that Dr. Whitbeck and the entire board at BISD have to have come to us with this. And I'm very proud for the judge and for the county and all the people on the Economic Development Foundation who strongly supported. This was a unanimous decision. And the preamble of the motion said in support of BISD and workforce. So there was a strong desire to show that we want to partner with the school district and be a part of the solution. And there's a lot of people in this room who are working on workforce every day. The system, Texas A&M system, the university, Berlin College, the school districts, both school districts have been working with us. This is yet another step. Every chance that we can grow workforce in this community is a win for everyone in this community. And on behalf of, as the president of the Bryan Brazos County Economic Development Foundation, it is an honor and a privilege to be able to be the person who will be authorized to sign this. So thank you very much, and I sure appreciate the chance to be a part of this today. Thank you.
Well, I'd just like to say how happy I am to have this happen. When we bought that tract of land, EDF, Bryan County Economic Development Corporation, we bought it for traditional economic development, but I can remember early on when we looked at that building, and there were a couple I was talking and thought about, that building would probably make a perfect place for workforce. I really never thought that that was the way it would go, but we actually talked about it a little bit. So I'm glad that the school board, Dr. Whitback, I'm glad you had the vision to actually, look that direction, because if there's anything we need, it's workforce training. So I'm happy that we're happy to be a little piece of part in it, and looking forward to us to move ahead. Thank you.
I too am very excited and delighted to be a small portion of the service that's provided today. Many of you may not remember, but 30 years ago, maybe 25 years ago, I ran on the school board and lost, but my platform was that we needed to provide training, workforce training for our young people. Everyone will not go to college, nor should they. But this is another tool that we now have to offer our youth. And I am just totally blown over by the cooperation, the collaboration, and the opportunities that we're providing to our young folks. Thank you, Dr. Griffith. Thank you all, Bryan ISD, thank you, EDF, and all of our partners here. We appreciate the opportunity to serve. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'd like to reiterate everything else here, but one thing I'd like to say is that, from what I understand, we have, our superintendent hasn't been here a year yet.
Not quite.
And this is, it's probably the biggest thing that's happened to our community in many, many years. I know myself, I've been working on this project for quite a while. It's a passion, it's a love. I think that our city, our town is way overdue, and I think that now we're going to have everything. We'll have the best of everything here for our kids, for the future. I know on the Bryan Business Council, we've been working on it for a while, and this facility is going to be state-of-the-art. Going through that place, touring with them, when we first looked at it, I was on the BISD search committee, and we went the first tour, we looked, hearing some of the ideas, listening to your staff talk, and the different ideas that were being thrown around that we didn't even think of. That's when it starts getting exciting. The different stuff that could happen out there for the future of our, for the future of our town and our community. It's endless. I mean, it's a great facility. Judge, thank you so much for having the, foresight to continue on this. I served on the committee with you, with Mayor Nelson, a lot of different people here with the RVP, the BBC. A lot of people had a lot of hands in this here, and I'd just like to say thank you to everybody who was involved.
Thank you. My name is Karen Buck. I'm with Blinn College. I'm the Vice Chancellor of Administration and Operations. And Blinn congratulates Bryan ISD on this historic purchase and the impact it will have on local students and employers. Indeed, the demand for career and technical education programs is increasing locally, statewide, and nationally. And this project, like others in development in Brazos County, will ensure that the Bryan College Station area is positioned to keep local companies at the forefront of their respective industries. As an active leader in the community's workforce training, Blinn supports Bryan ISD's commitment to career and technical education, and we envision even more dual credit partnerships for academic pathways and technical training in the future. Likewise, we look forward to the incredible programs this facility will begin offering this fall. Our congratulations to Bryan ISD. Thank you.
Thank you very much to our distinguished guests today for all of your support for the district. It's been an honor to work with you. Dr. Whitbeck, Mr. McCall, thank you all for hosting our event today as well. At this time, we'd be happy to open the podium to any questions that you may have.
Mr. Reynolds, I think you need to be over here in case.
Judge and Irma, come get
Question,
to
yes,
center
come on
stage
up.
here.
When do you foresee this opening? Next school year, in a couple of years?
I can handle that one. Right now, we are going to explore the possibility. We know that it will open for sure in the 19 school year, but we are going to look and see if there's some possibilities for some small areas and pathways that we might be able to service this coming year. So my staff back there knows that we've already talked about this, and now our sleeves roll up and we get into the data and we look at that, the feasibility of what all this would mean for us. We want to do it right, and that's the most important thing.
I have another question. How will this allow students to have more endorsements? You know, in smaller districts, it's hard for them to gain those endorsements. So how will these new programs you're adding to the district allow students more freedom to pick what they want to do?
Well, we definitely want to add, I'm David Reynolds, CTE Director. We definitely want to add more programs, but right now, the main thing we're trying to have room for the programs that we do have. We're turning away kids now in current programs, and we don't like to do that. We want to service all kids. So this really is enabled to service all the kids that want our current programs now. So we currently look at workforce data. We work with Blend. Where's there's Blend over there? We work with Blend and look at our workforce data, and we try to collaborate, and especially with our stakeholders, our advisory committees, and to see, what jobs are out there, what do we want to prepare kids for. So we try to offer those programs that are high wage, high need areas, not only in Brazos County, but in the whole state of Texas.
Do you
That answer your
know
question?
how many kids you've been turning away from this program a year?
I don't have that data with me, but in certain programs, our hot programs are, of course, cosmetology. We just opened another program this year in cosmetology. We opened the first barbering school in the state of Texas in a high school setting. So we're offering some very innovative programs, and we're trying our best not to turn away kids. And so I don't have that current data, but auto tech is very popular, welding, and those are very lab-specific programs. So if you have a program where all you need is a classroom, we can probably find that. We can find a classroom, put some computers in it, buy a curriculum, we're ready to go. But you can't reproduce a welding lab or a construction lab or an auto lab. You can't produce those overnight. So that's what we're trying to recreate in this facility that will allow more students to be able to take opportunities, take advantage of those programs.
What is the CTE program that is the most active, I guess, or the one that's expanding the most right now?
That's a hard question to answer. All of our programs are expanded. And the reason is that we're running excellent CT programs. So we offer 95 courses right now, 27 different pathways. Okay, that's a lot of courses. We have over 3,000 kids in CTE. CTE is the biggest program in this district. Okay? And while I have the opportunity, I'm sitting at this podium, I want to thank our superintendent, our board, Blinn College, the city, all the work they've done. We've been talking about this for a long time, and the county. And so I want to thank everybody because the support that we have for CTE is overwhelming. This wouldn't have happened without them. But to answer your question, all of our programs are expanded. We've grown quite a bit in the last 5 years. We've almost doubled our CTE enrollment. We have over 2,500 kids on what's called a coherent sequence. What that means is they're on a coherent pathway. Okay, they're taking 4 years of CTE courses. Okay, and that's quite a few kids for this size of district. So, does that answer your question?
And it doubled with the HB5 graduation program since then?
I've been here 6 years. I'm talking about, in the last 6 years since I've been here. Yeah, House Bill 5 was great for CTE, yes. It did really focus kids. A kid has to decide what they want to do the rest of their life in 8th grade now. You remember that, so. It really tried, but it was good because it does focus them in a pathway. And of course, kids can change their mind, and they do. But we really have some great CTE programs at Bryan ISD, and they're all wonderful. They're like my kids. You know, they're all different, they're all special, but I can't tell you which one's my favorite or which one's, because they're all great programs.
Don't run off. Don't go too far.
Right, you take your question.
Anything further? Everything you need?
Going once, going twice.
Okay, we're clear.
Congratulations.
Good, good, good.